Good evening, everyone. Again, we're back in open session. Thanks for your patience. I would like to make a motion that we, as the council of the town of Southern Shores, direct the staff to take some very needed steps to modernize our town code and propose changes both in the form of ZTAs and TCAs to the town council. That's zoning text amendments and town code amendments. That's my motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Moving on, next we have our staff reports with Cliff. Hi, Cliff. Good evening.
Good evening. First, I just wanted to say the land use plan, we've sent some revisions back and forth between staff and the consultant. The consultant yesterday sent the latest version to CAMA, to Coastal Area, DCM, Division of Coastal Management, to get their review on the revisions we made to what they've already suggested. So we've shared with her, with the Division of CAMA, that we want to try and get a public hearing if the agenda, if March 12th is the right time and we have time, we'd like to have the public hearing for adoption of the land use plan at that meeting. And it's just because I said March 12th, it's, as you recall, it's not the first Tuesday because of the primary, it's the second Tuesday. So that's the plan. Also wanted to say that you remember we've talked about the League of Municipalities and the consultant they put us in, matched us up with to apply for some of the grants that really have come, so much money that's come forward because of the ARP funds. We've been working with Whit O'Brien, who's the consultant, and there's 3 different phases of this program we're in, and each phase is up to $10,000 that the league is paying Whit O'Brien to offer us these services. We're entering into the second one. We're getting ready to start to actually apply for some of these grants. We started out, it was stormwater and paths, but then we had a meeting about paths, and it's no longer about paths. It's more about the bridge now. So the getting the culvert replaced, potentially with some grant money, has taken the place of what they've been doing for the path. And so here in the next few months, what we'll be looking at doing, there's a couple of grants through the DOT that we're going to apply for. There's several through for the bridge. There's several for the Department of Environmental Quality that we'll be applying for. We've met with, I think I told you, we met with some of the property, one of the property owners on Sea Oats about the concern about Duck was their proposed path project that they've gotten. One of the segments showed a path in Southern Shores, and so we met with that homeowner, and Joe Anloff and I met again today with that homeowner. That if we're going to look at doing a project and find grant money for that intersection at the north end of town, what was done previously at East Dogwood would be an ideal project, we think. And so we're trying to figure out how to work with that particular property owner to try and get something accomplished there. Let's see. So those grants will be coming forward soon. The Juniper Trinity Culvert, we will have the presentation from Kimley Horn at your March 12th meeting. And if you've got questions or things that you want to see clarified or explained, please let me know when you have time, so I can make sure the engineer's prepped and gets the questions answered that you want. And some of them are obvious: the height, the span of the clearance, how wide it's going to be, the elevation of the bridge, how far back the limits of it are going to be. So questions like that, we'll have them. How long it's going to be? The road's going to be closed. When will the contract be let, and all those things. We'll try and have them prepared for. We talked at your last meeting about getting the file room remodeled and added onto. Out of that, you all directed us to go and find what it would take to have all of our documents, 40 years worth of documents, scanned, and we're in the process of doing that. Sheila's done a lot of work in that regard. We estimate there's about, we think, 3,240 files that would need to be scanned and uploaded. You remember a year or so ago that you all authorized us to start this process for the clerk's office. So we've already got the license with Laserfish in place. We've already got the software in place and the support. So this really just becomes about scanning those documents. And if you think about 3,280 documents, if we had and I told you that with only 3 staff people, it's not something we're really able to do. But if that one staff person scanned 200 documents a day, it would take them almost 7 years. If they did 200 documents a day for 20 working days in a month, it would take nearly almost 7 years to get that work done. Even if they went to 500 documents a day, it would be near 3 years for them to get it done. So and again, I'm stacking up your March 12th agenda, but I'd like to come back with not only a recommendation for the additions to the file room that we're trying to get for the space, but also for the safety reasons, and also look at trying to get under contract to get these documents scanned. It's not cheap, but it's something that we should be doing. I mean, it's almost a little bit negligent that we haven't, and we need to get that done. So we'll have that to look forward to. And then the Ripple Fiber cut power today again, about 90 people in South Dogwood, and I was so thankful that that power was restored before the meeting tonight. It was probably about 30 minutes before that meeting. They were without for about 3 hours. Some of the addresses in town have gone live already. They hope to have all the conduit laid by the end of this month. And they'll start, as they do that, they'll start getting people live. So I think we've got about another month of this to endure. And that's all I had. Any questions?
Anybody have questions for Cliff?
Well, I
Hold
emailed Cliff a question.
I misspoke. She-
Missed a couple of things.
$324,000.
Yeah, it did. So we're at 32.
Oh, you missed a,
I
you missed
missed
a
a couple of
zero.
zeros, yes. 324,000 documents.
Yeah, I thought about, yeah.
200 a day or 500 a day? So only
Almost
3 years, right?
Yep. And that's all that person would
So
do.
you said it costs money. Is it cheaper than the 80,000 we were going to spend to expand the file room?
No, sir, it won't be. But it would probably be cheaper. It probably will be cheaper than if we paid a staff person to only do that.
Okay.
It'd be cheaper to contract it than have it done.
Okay.
Paula had a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I just had a question. I asked Cliff. A couple of my neighbors thought that Route 12 was being widened because of all the utility markers in there, and they were alarmed. That's not Ripple that's doing that?
No, I think it's Verizon. There's a lot. If you look at the corner of South Dogwood right there at the school,
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's literally 100 flags of different colors there. There's a lot going on in town, but I think what you're seeing is Verizon going up all the way up to Corolla. Exactly what they're doing, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a question.
But NC12 is not getting wide.
Yeah,
Spectrum is everywhere too, all of a sudden. Putting out flags very wide.
Fiber race.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a question for Cliff? Any requests? Okay. Philip, any report from you tonight, sir?
Nothing. Glad to be here.
Thank you. I see we have no old business, no new business. Would anyone from the general public like to comment? Barb? No, just wave it.
I'll say something else too, just real quick about the culvert.
If you'll come up, Katie, sorry, for the purposes of, there are other people watching this. Thanks.
Okay, it's Katie Morgan again. Just about the Juniper Trinity Culvert Bridge. I just know that I am going to be 41 this year, and it's never been right. It's just always had that sink and hump, and you always slow down and you put your hands up like it's a roller coaster. And I don't know, I paddle boat under there. I just hope that when they redo it, that they're planning to actually take out that whole metal
Mhm.
circle. Okay, good. Because when you paddle boat under it, you see how it's doing it. So that's my only thing is
Yeah.
I just hope it's getting done like fully and not getting paved. Because last time it, was shut down forever and it was ruined very quickly. It was bumpy right after. So
Yeah.
that's my only thing.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Council business.
I just have,
Paula, would you like to start off?
I'll start off. The ARPO, the Albemarle Rural Planning Organization, met. So we don't meet a lot, but we did meet on January 17th on Zoom. There were 22 participating members representing 7 counties. Primarily, it was a lot of housekeeping, but the primary goal of that meeting was to vote on the legislative priorities for this section of North Carolina. And the one that we're mostly interested in, the Mid-Currituck Bridge, is still on that list. So Wes and I both attended, and we both commented on that and tried to make sure they keep that as a priority.
Very
That's
good.
it.
Thank you for doing that. Matt?
Nothing to add, thank you.
Rob?
I attended the current TV meeting down in Manio with the other towns, county, K through 12 education, College of the Albemarle, and the Coastal Studies Institute. And there have been a couple of grants submitted by the town to do either purchase equipment in accordance with the agreement and/or produce actual video for current TV. So I think the town is eligible to submit for up to $5,000 if I'm correct, and we will probably. And there is a limitation from year to year about how much you can actually use that money for equipment. And some of it may have to be used for production of some sort of video content. The other thing, I made a recommendation that all the towns and the county put a current TV logo on their opening page of their website. So that, and I think, I don't know if you've received any information from Chad down there. So maybe, you do a rollover of it and it explains what current TV is in a very concise format. I don't know if you've received any guidance from that, but if we put current TV on our website, then I think you're going to have a lot more public information accessible to citizens of Southern Shores. And you can also see what the heck the other towns are doing. So that's the result of that effort down in Manio in the meeting.
Good.
Great. Thanks, Rob. Mark?
Deer County Tourism Board met on January the 17th. It was organized, and there's six new people on the board, including myself. And it was very interesting, and didn't have any reports for December or January. Year-end reports will be at the February meeting coming up here, but I didn't realize how much the tourism board did for the county and the reach that it has and the budget that it has. So it's going to be interesting to be on that and to learn more about how we're going to manage tourists in the future.
Very good.
Yeah.
So a couple of things. Matt and I attended the initial Housing Task Force Committee meeting in January. And we had a very robust discussion and exchange of comments and ideas and so forth and so on. And there's another meeting on February the 20th in Mania, and it's in Mania. Also, tourism, the special committee on sustainable tourism. I'm on that. So my first meeting is tomorrow.
Good luck.
They're supposed to give us breakfast snacks. We'll see. Anyway, lots of meetings. I'd like to thank everyone's patience with the newest utility installations going on. And all of this was, I'm pretty sure we all expected this, maybe not to this extent, but we all know that we have a lot of utilities buried in our right of way, and it's crowded in there. And this is kind of what happens when you want to put another one in there. And, you know, the town didn't choose this contractor. They came to us. We can't say no. We're not authorized to say no. I don't think we would have wanted to say no. I just think we would have wanted them to do less damage while they were here. But anyway, as Cliff said, hopefully get to the end of it pretty soon. And I think we'll all enjoy much higher quality internet service. So that's the end goal. Sooner rather than, oh, Cliff has one more thing. Yes, sir.
I apologize. You all, I don't know if you've had time to see it or not, but you got an email from Sally Gudis asking that the town consider putting 13 Skyline and the flat top tour. It seems natural to me, and I see heads nodding, so I just wanted to go ahead and confirm that we're going to do that. The flat top tour will be
I think it's April 27th.
April
weekend.
27th from 1 to 5. So
It's a Saturday.
Who's gonna staff it?
I'll be there.
Okay.
So we'll have
You need volunteers.
our newest acquisition will be part of the flat top tour. So we're excited
great.
for you to see what we've done so far.
We'll be hard into the spring cleanup of 13 Skyline.
Chief's been hard into it the whole winter.
He's working on it.
Those are the kind of things we can actually announce on current TV and have it up there. And
We should ask Sally and Steve if that's something they would appreciate. And then if so, I think that's a great idea, Rob. Thank you. Yeah.
They had a neat video.
Do a video
last
on
year.
it.
yeah,
Yeah, they had a neat video. last
So
year.
all I know is there was a
That's-
lot of people on the tour we went 2 years ago. I mean, it was like seeing all your neighbors in one day,
I just have one. other
like
thing.
multiple times. Yes, Mark,
Just,
sorry.
On the tourism board, they assigned committees, and we did that, so I'm put on the grant committee,
Yeah.
which is what I wanted.
It's the right
and
one to be on.
finance, Which I wanted. So
Good.
Just, we're gonna go after it, for
That's,
this part of the county.
that's great. Well, that's where your skills are
Yep.
going to be best used. So
Right.
thank you for doing that. Anybody else?
Good.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.